to another edition of Make That Change on a special edition of Senior Send Off. I'm your host, Himeros, along with my special guest, Matthew Duldulao.
Duldulao.
Should he introduce himself?
Should
Did she say his name? That's what I thought.
No, that's fine.
Duldulao. Alright, so just to begin, how long have you been at OSA?
Well, I'm a senior now, so it's been 6 years ever since.
6 years. You came in middle school.
Yep.
How is it to be at OSA from middle school to high school?
Oh man, just a major arc. It was such a different time back then. So everyone sort of has their own special, like really big character arc, especially the transition from middle school to high school. Yeah, everything is just so different now.
How was your transition?
From 8th grade to it was all right. It was they took care of me. You know how to take care of me. My grades got better, so that's
For surely.
that's a plus. But yeah,
Were you in the same emphasis?
yes,
So you've been an instrumentalist for 5 years.
6 years. Yeah,
That would be 6 years. Yes. How many instruments do you play?
it's hard to count, but like around the 20s.
Have you switched up the amount of instruments throughout the time at OSA and instrumental, or
It's primarily well, I auditioned with trumpet, thinking that I would get in with a trumpet, but I didn't know how to read, so they were like, "Oh, we need some trombonists." So I've been playing trombone here ever since, but I picked up and played with a bunch of other combos and
Yes.
ensembles throughout the school, like different instruments.
So specified on trombone and OSA, but you have picked up on other stuff.
Yep.
All right. I'm curious, what are your favorite instruments? Or
Ooh, it's hard to pick. Yeah. Well, trombone's like my baby, and then
Yes.
trumpets, the second child. But yeah, I love them. For me to play or to me to listen to?
for you to play?
Yeah, that bass, and a little bit of guitar.
All
Those
right.
are, and drums are fun. Drums are like really fun.
Where does your passion for music start or begin?
Oh man. Well, my definition for passion sort of changed throughout the years, but I'd say when I started putting work in,
Yes.
it was like I started falling in love with the music that I was learning here. It was like 8th grade, 9th grade, even though I started playing around 6th grade, so it took me like 3 years to like be fully immersed in loving to learn it and stuff.
And it takes a lot of dedication to learn a new instrument. So I'm curious,
Yeah.
where does your aspiration come from learning new instruments, and do you still want to learn more new instruments?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I just grew up loving to learn. Just a lot of people say I can do a lot of things because I love to learn about a lot of those things, and learning the craft and what it serves, and I guess aspirations came from just wanting to just share and not be afraid of it anymore, because I used to get like stage fright when I was a kid. I used to like enter the talent show and like dance and sing and stuff, but like after a while I was like, I want to share this and I want to make music and stuff.
Is there like a goal or a mission for your music? Like for your music, when you play, is there a mission you want for the people
Oh,
when they
of
hear
course.
your music? What is
Every
it?
time it differs, especially my mood when I'm playing and gigging.
Okay.
But often it's shifted from how do I want the audience to feel to how I want myself to feel, and the audience will come naturally.
Ooh, explain more.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of hard work, and especially being learning, especially in our contemporary combo, how to be on stage and a showman, and how to like handle yourself so the audience doesn't know any mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just having that wall break down and showing your vulnerability, especially with like any other emphasis here with acting and stuff. It's the same for music.
So I'm definitely assuming that music is something you're going to want to do in the future.
Oh yes, of course.
What angle? Do you want to teach music, or do you want to be in like a band, or?
Well, for a long time I wanted to be just like on stage and just playing everywhere and doing everything, but a couple of years ago I've cultivated a new passion for audio production and engineering, so I got accepted into Berkeley College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm gonna try to get a degree there, or do not. There is no try, but my mission.
You said at what college again?
Berkeley College of Music.
Berkeley College of Music. Okay. Yeah. Do you know what instrument you'd go in for that, or?
Well, that's where.
Or do they accept multiple?
Well, even though computers not really. I mean, I guess it could be an instrument, but audio engineering and being in like the studio and learning all the technical stuff is what I want to get with my degree. And I'll probably still play trombone and trumpet because, I mean, I want to make music. I don't want to just be in the studio. I want to be the musical director.
So your passion and love has gone from like classical music, like playing in real life, to versus the computer. Is there like a versus for that? Is there like where does that dip get in?
Of course, my one of my mentors, Marlon Bonds, he goes by Hookman. He said one time in a songwriting conference that, like, you know, even though it's good to do both, and there's great opportunities in both, like sometimes you're gonna have to slim down to just one, and have that the focus and the forte. So for me, the verses is like, what am I gonna do with the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm. Have you started early? Because I know OSA also has a audio editory class that they do, where they do that. Are you a part of that?
I take the EP and E elective.
Could you explain what EP and E is?
Audio engineering and production, run by our Mr. McGovern. He's great. He's teaching us Logic, which is one of the softwares that they use like in the industry, and a lot of people use it. I've started getting into audio engineering or production with my friends who are now alumni, graduated last year, Ari and Caleb. They're really good producers, and they just got me into the software, and I was just hooked from there and started making beats and like started making music with it, and it's great.
Do you have any pieces that could be shared for the show after?
Oh, yes.
All
I love that.
All right, good to know. So what makes OSA's department different than the other departments musically, I guess, we'll speak wise? Or other schools, yeah. What makes like how OSA was is to teach instrumentalist? Do you know how that's different than other schools? Like, what makes OSA so great for your emphasis?
I mean, just starting from logistics, it's 3 hours a day, or like 2 for Monday, but still, like, we're getting really good programs and really good teachers and a really nice facility that we're lucky to have, and just the passion from the faculty. It's just
from the faculty.
Yeah, it just rubs off on the students, and I mean, we got from the band couldn't read 4 years ago to now we're 4th place in Reno Jazz Festival.
Wow.
Yeah, our first year too. So we're really proud of that, and we're really proud of how far we've come and how much potential is still here, and like you get a sense of how serious some of these kids take it, and it inspires me, because there's like sophomores and freshmen who are just killing it, and I'm like, I'm glad I was here.
Y'all, do you guys do a lot of gigs, or?
Oh yeah, especially outside gigs. That's consuming my time a lot more this year since I'm a senior and have a little bit more free time. Since they had middle school for like a while, and I was here since middle school, that teaches you how to work with others, especially in the gigging wise and like being in ensembles wise, because it is a profession and they teach you all how to be professional, and gigs are just made from like jamming with your friends, and like someone plays a guitar, another person plays drums or bass or keys, or like someone sings. Even the vocalists, I'm contributing a lot to the vocalists and the vocal emphasis this year, because they have a lot of gigs too, and a lot of the individuals have like outside gigs or senior recitals, and then OSA is such a warm environment like that, and such a family because of our population, that we're like a little bit more like intimate, and like the whole structure is a little bit more intimate than a public school,
and that's good, like real world experience to actually go out there and actually play for people. That must feel really, really good.
Oh yeah.
What are some of your fondest memories of being at OSA?
Oh man. Fondest memories. I remember feeling so good after my 8th grade. It was like our last jazz show, and I took like a really good solo on my trumpet, and they got me like on one of the plaques on the thing. But it wasn't about the plaque. It was about, this is what it means to be a musician and play jazz, especially just learning about jazz, and every moment that I learned certain tunes that just trigger emotions, and just those are the fondest memories.
So you really just like affecting the people and really just getting down with them.
Oh yeah, and it affects me, and it translates into my playing and the emotion that I want to express with it. And really fond memory was, especially at Reno, that competition was just, man, it was just crazy. Playing our ballad, and how much it connects to like my teacher. I owe a lot to Mr. Ellis too, because he's so funny. he's very he's very expressive with his emotions, but he just knows how to make us feel at home and make sure like we get our stuff right and stuff. Yeah,
it's very good to hear. Because also a little bit outside of the instrumentalist department, do you feel OSA has prepared you for your senior year and everything else and going on to college?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even the little things and people, the positions, even though it sounds small on paper, their role was really big to me, especially academics, with my struggle to how I'm doing now, and
Yes.
Yes, it really helps.
And if you could leave your mark or legacy on OSA, how would you do it?
Oh man.
Or how have you done it?
Well, I mean, I love when I see how proud the teachers are for all the hard work that I do personally, and they see my potential, and all they do is encourage it and make sure I go to greener pastures when I move on, and better opportunities, and that I want to come back. That's how I want my legacy to be. I want to come back and like when I feel like I've quote unquote made it, or like become successful, and yeah, I just hope the school just like continues.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much for having you on this panel.
Thank you for having me.
Remind the audience one more time, what's your name?
Matthew Duldulao.
All right, and should they be expecting to see you soon in a theater near you?
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've been getting into directing.
All right, well, let's take a listen to one of the big band songs and, one of your singles that you have for us later.
Oh, yes.
I've been your host, Himeros, on KOSARadio.org, where minds, words, music, and rhymes meet.